Before this video ends, you're either going to understand why your life keeps repeating itself, or you're just going to continue living your same year, disguised as different ones. That's because most people think they're making decisions consciously. They're not. They're just repeating emotional patterns that they learned years ago. And you know what the scariest part is? We call it personality. Now, think about your life carefully. Why do the same kind of people keep entering your life? Why does success come and then disappear? Why do you keep doubting yourself right before growth? And why does peace feel uncomfortable sometimes? Do you think that's coincidence? Absolutely not. It's not coincidence. It is conditioning. And once you see this, you can never unsee this. Most people wake up already stressed. Even before the day begins, phone in hand, mind racing, body tensed, thinking about problems that have not even occurred. And they think this is normal. Absolutely not. This is programming. Because the human mind has a dangerous habit. Whatever emotions you repeat long enough, it becomes your identity. It's not your experience, but it becomes your identity. And identity is very, very powerful. Because once your mind believes something, it just translates that into your identity. And that is why we say never label yourself. Okay, listen to this. When you say, "This is who I am," your mind stops trying to change. So you say, "I'm an overthinker. I'm unlucky. I'm always anxious. I'm not disciplined." Listen carefully. These are not observations anymore, but they are commands. And your brain obeys them silently every single day. And here's where it becomes disturbing. Most people think they want a different life, but their nervous system is deeply attached to familiar suffering. Even suffering has comfort when it's predictable. How powerful this statement is. Now, let's see how this plays out in real life. Say, for example, someone finally gets a healthy relationship, the kind that they've always said they wanted, and suddenly you find this person overthinking everything, questioning consistency, feeling uncomfortable without the drama, and they start pulling away emotionally. They even create problems when there are none. And why do you think this is? It's because chaos feels more familiar than the love that they're experiencing there. Okay, let's look at somebody who finally gets a huge opportunity, a promotion, a business idea, or a chance to finally grow the exact thing that they've been praying for again and again. And suddenly, they procrastinate. They avoid taking action and they're overthinking every move of theirs. And they convince themselves that they're not ready yet. And why do you think this happens? Not because they're lazy, it's just that their nervous system is terrified into becoming this new person that they aspire to be. And nobody really talks about this enough. Your mind does not care about your dreams, it cares about what feels familiar. Now, read this again mentally because this explains almost everything. You can say, "I want success," but if stress feels familiar, you'll unconsciously create stress. You can say, "I want love," but if abandonment feels familiar, you will chase after emotionally unavailable people. You can say, "I want peace," but if chaos is what your body is used to growing up, then peace will feel boring for you. And that is exactly why some people destroy good things the moment they receive it. It's not that they're stupid, it's just that their nervous system trusts chaos more than the calm. Now, let me tell you the lie that keeps millions trapped. People think reality changes first and confidence comes later. That's absolutely wrong. Reality starts changing the moment your identity changes. But almost nobody reaches that point. It's because they're trying to create a new future for themselves while emotionally rehearsing every past incident of theirs or their experiences every single day. And your brain cannot create a different reality from the same emotional state. That's impossible. So think about this. If every day your inner dialogue sounds like, what if I fail? What if they judge me? And what if I'm not enough? Your body starts preparing for danger. And even when danger doesn't exist, that means your nervous system stays in survival mode. And survival mode kills creativity. It kills confidence, intuition, and clarity, even. This is why intelligent people still stay stuck. It's not because they lack knowledge, it's because their body is addicted to survival. Here's another scary part that I would want to share with all of you. When survival becomes your normal, peace starts feeling unfamiliar. You literally start sabotaging the very life you say you want. And that is why some people overthink healthy relationships, feel guilty while resting, create problems when life becomes calm, procrastinate right before opportunities. Because the nervous system says, this feels unfamiliar, go back to what we know. And here's where your life can actually begin changing. But most people will miss this. Not because it's complicated, but because it requires honesty. Step 1. Start observing your emotional patterns like a scientist, not like a victim. This changes everything because the moment you observe a pattern, you stop becoming that pattern. The next time you feel rejected, pause. The next time you overthink, pause. The next time you want validation, pause. And do what? Ask yourself these questions. What emotions am I repeatedly living inside? Not what has happened. What emotion feels familiar? That question alone can expose years of unconscious programming. Moving to step 2. Separate your identity from experience. This is very, very powerful. Stop saying, I'm anxious. Instead, say, I'm experiencing anxiety. Because one creates imprisonment and the other creates awareness. And awareness is where freedom begins. And here is the hardest part, step number 3. Stop emotionally practicing the life you don't want. Because most people do this unconsciously all day. They rehearse failures, embarrassment, rejection, and even loss over and over again. And with every repetition, it strengthens the emotional wiring. Your brain believes what you emotionally repeat, not what you occasionally wish for. That's why motivation fades, but emotional conditioning stays. So instead of asking, how do I stay motivated? What emotional state am I normalizing every day is the question you need to ask yourself. Because eventually, your personality becomes your personal reality. And this is when life begins changing quietly, not dramatically, quietly. You stop reacting instantly, you stop chasing validation, you stop abandoning yourself for approval, and you become calmer, clearer, harder to emotionally manipulate, and suddenly the same situations that once destroyed you no longer control you. That's power, real power. Not controlling other people, controlling the version of your mind automatically returns to every day. And maybe for the first time, you're realizing the problem was never that life was against you, it's that your mind was trained to expect struggle. But expectation is not destiny, conditioning is not identity, and patterns can be broken. If this made you uncomfortable, good. Awareness usually does. But discomfort is often the first sign that your mind is finally waking up to. And if you're someone who wants to stop living unconsciously, subscribe because this channel is not about motivation, it's about transformation and about transforming the way you see yourself before life forces you to.